life.
Hey everybody, how's it? It's Michael Julian from It Stoked, and I wanted to put out a video to describe and explain, I guess, the meaning of the word stoke. Have you ever noticed, like, in society now, it's like, it's everywhere in the globe, the word stoke, like, I'm stoked. You hear stoked in terms of happiness and attainment, and it has multiple meanings, but I find it really funny as a kid who grew up in the West, in the 70s, based on communicating and being in and out of California and watching watching society, listening to culture, and hearing that word for the very first time as a Tucson kid who was absolutely enthralled and in love with California because my cousins happened to live right in Dogtown and Manhattan Beach at the time when we were very, very little and making trips in and out. And I always felt some kind of immediate connection when I heard the very first person ever that I encountered use the word stoked. And I find it very, very funny that in human society, we latch on to words for a multitude of different reasons, and when sometimes we don't even know why. But stoke is such a provoking, such an amazingly electric word. And I wanted to basically put out the meaning of stoke. Why did I choose to use the word stoked or stoke in my project? What do I mean by live it stoked? And here you go. Here's the meaning of live it stoked. I looked up some stuff off of Google and Webster's, and I wanted to basically make a tie here so that we absolutely have a good form of communication through the word, that we learn that the word has something to serve us in terms of awareness of what we can do with our minds, our spirits, our bodies, our emotions, our relationships, our creativity, and everything that is inside of us that makes us beautiful human beings with possibility right now on a planet with so many challenges. So here we go. The meaning of stoke. Did you know that the very first use of the word was in 1683? That's how far back the word goes. And generally we associate it to flame or a fire, to stoke a fire. But here are some other interesting definitions of the word. It means to encourage or incite a strong emotion or tendency. Like our positivity, like our happiness perhaps, our creativity, the things that we desire in life, better human relationships, you name it, but to encourage them, to incite them, to poke or stir up. Obviously, the most obvious one that we all know, a fire, flames, etc. Emotional energy, it said. Potentially positive thinking, to stoke our positive thinking, our positive awareness, to look at possibility as opposed to feeling tragic right now in a world that seems, in many facets, that we have no possibility and our time is limited, which definitely could turn around depending on how we utilize energy and how we help each other, serve each other on this planet. Another definition was to feed abundantly, to increase the activity, intensity, or amount of. And if we start to link it to the things that we all seek as human beings, to be happy and live happy lives on this planet, an amazing application. Then I checked out the synonyms and the antonyms. I found this to be rad. The synonyms mean to accelerate or add to, aggrandize, amplify, augment, boost, build up, compound, enlarge, escalate, expand, hype. Hype's a good word. Increase, multiply, pump up, raise, supersize, or swell up. Now think about all those words I just said. If you applied all of those synonyms and the synonym meaning of stoke, and you applied that to your inner happiness, your mind, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, can you imagine what you can overcome in terms of challenge and obstacles in life if you started to absolutely receive that energy as possibility every day? Now here are the antonyms. Think about if we did the opposite. And here's my point. If we use the antonym value of the word stoke and we relate it to our lives, our thinking, our possibilities, the antonyms are to abate, decrease, de-escalate, diminish, downsize, dwindle, lessen, lower, minify, reduce, or subtract from. And of course, when it comes to seeking happiness in life, why would we ever want to do the antonym value of this word? If what you're seeking in life is more peace, more serenity, better relationships, potentially you're seeking a better monetary situation, potentially you're trying to overcome disease, addiction, hardship, challenge, heartbreak, injury. Why would we ever want to do the opposite? And so breathing that energy into yourselves, into each other, to do it in terms of practice of self-love, to stoke our inner fire, it's amazing the energy that we have inside of us that's like a tool that we've always had in our toolbox, but it's going rusty because we set the toolbox in the rain. You know, it's just sitting there. It can be utilized. It's there for you to use. You just have to create that process of thinking. Here's the urban definition. It means to be completely and intensely enthusiastic, exhilarated, or excited about something. And really what I'm trying to say today in this video is when we wake up in the morning, or when you wake up in the morning, are you actually putting any time, even if it's just for a few seconds or a few minutes in your lives, before you go out to embrace your day, whether you have to go to work, whether you're doing something creatively today, whether you have time for yourself, how often are you able to immediately start to see your life as absolute dream possibility? If you were to be completely and intensely exhilarated about just waking up, you're breathing today, that means you have a whole new shot at getting what you desire today if you put your mind in the right space and actually practice self-love and use your cognitive memory to remember how many times you've already overcome challenges or obstacles in your life, and that you can refresh your spirit. So there it is, the meaning of Stoke. And this is why I chose it for my site and my project, and I wanted to purvey that today and just put that out there as a gift today. Challenge yourself to discover your inner Stoke. Live it stoked.
Dreamers of a golden age are living on recycled faith. Wait for dusk to ease the pain of life. Beauty of the angel's face will fade with light, leave no trace. Where she's been or if she's ever loved.
Thanks for taking time to watch this video. And if you're interested in receiving new content in terms of creating stoked energy and the power of positive thinking for better mental, spiritual, and physical health, hit the subscribe button in the link below or subscribe in the comments section. And until then, live it stoked.